Hello? Alright, looks like everything is working out. Yep. Everything seems to be in order. Okay, good evening everyone. I hope you all are having a good time tonight. My name is Gaijin, the Bread Eater, and tonight we're having the third Fauna Wednesdays, our bi-weekly with Them's Fighting Herd tournament here in the Asia Pacific. Online lobbies? Heck yeah. Yeah, we're using the Pixel lobby. Alright, but anyway, for tonight's tournament, we have 11 players. That's actually a pretty good number, considering like how often we usually just have 6, 7, 8. 11 is a pretty good number. So anyway, thanks you very much for our 11 participants for registering for tonight's tournament. Anyway, as the bi-weekly usually goes, this is a double elimination format, so we're going to do first to twos minus the finals, which will be first to threes. Now, we're not going to be streaming all of the matches, so we're not going to see all of the action. However, we can promise you tonight we will have a minimum of 12 games, or rather 12 matches to watch. Anyway, without further ado, I think we should get on with our first fight for tonight. Let me take a quick look at the bracket first just to see who we have next. So actually, let me show that on stream as well. Alright, so on our stream order, we are having Arnab versus Null. I think we should have these two set on to fight. Let me just switch the scene yet again into our Pixel lobby. Alright, okay, so Arnab versus Null. Oh, I'm concerned of Null's connection. Arnab player 1. Alright, let's wait for this two to get seated. You wish you could play, but you're only 1 hour into the game? Come on, Sky. But regardless, even if you're genuinely only 1 hour into the game, you just fight and fight. That's pretty much how you gain the experiences, how do you build up from there. So anyway, we're going to be having Arnab versus Null. Oh, they have a good connection. I know both of these players, especially Null. So the thing is, Null is from the Philippines. Well, I mean, actually, that has nothing to do with what I'm going to be saying. Come on, Sky, not this joke, please. Not right now. But, as I was saying, I know Null very well, because he and I started playing this game around the same time. Though he's been on a hiatus, quite a busy guy, understandable. But, going to see, maybe he still got this stuff. He's been playing other fighting games as well. He plays like, well, I was able to play Type Lumina with him. I was able to play Strive with him. And I believe he's a regular Tekken. But yeah, it looks like he's doing pretty good so far. Anyway, this is an Arizona versus Oleander matchup. And looks like even though Null hasn't been playing for quite some time, he still's got the stuff. Arnav's now back into the corner, but able to get out of there with a headbutt out. It's not normally what you'd be seeing. Well, teleport, just a raw teleport behind. That is very unsafe. However, definitely, if you're not prepared for that, things like that, you are most likely going to get counter hit because of the delayed response that you'll be putting out. And that's exactly what happened, and Arnab's lost the first round already. Hi there, Omare. Hope you had participated. Yeah. Oops, I forgot to remove the chat there. Hold on, the chat should not be appearing if we're amidst a match. Alright, but there we go. Yeah, it looks like Nalso's got the basics up. The combos right there. Okay. So now, actually, oh, just a raw super right out there, and let's see there, just do these yet again. Oh, but the JV actually connecting, and Null's back down again. And yeah, I don't think you'd want to have a JC Ender here. Mostly you'd like to go for a Spark Ender, get a double jump, and get the magic. And Null's still keeping the offense even without any magic. Arnav's definitely having a lot of trouble here in the corner. A little bit of a lag there, but seems like everything's doing fine. Okay, nice anti-air there by Arnab, and then the mix with the elbow. Nobody blocks that, but just drops a combo. But that is going to connect anyway. 2B into 6B. And we're waiting for Null to die, I guess. Alright, both players have a round each already, but Nasa's got the meter advantage. This meter is going to be very huge as for Oleander, but let's see if Null's actually going to be expending this meter in the first place. I guess still missing the opportunity to do it, but that's going to be blocked. Now, the thing with Oleander's double jump, it's not like short hop. She can still block with the double jumps, but it's not as easy as before, like back in 1.4. However, yes, in that situation, Null's gonna get punished. Still no Fred from Null here. Not even a single use of the meter yet. Perhaps this has something to do with, you know, still getting some back. Here you go, the level 1's coming out. I believe that level 2 is going to follow up after this. There you go, the level 2 comes out, but it's a little bit of a lag there. And there you go, expending all of the meter. Actually, I think this is the right call, as Arnav's about to die here, and it just works out very fine for Null. Null takes the first game. So there's a little bit of some lag there, some waiting occasionally. I'm hoping that's not on my end, or if anything. However, yeah, it seems like we're going to be having good matches between these two. Yeah, Null definitely on hiatus, but not completely rusty. Still's got the stuff right out there. It's very crucial for Oleander to bring out Fred as a win condition, but of course not always necessary, but it's something you have to be gunning for. And you also have to be careful when exactly you're going to be bringing out Fred. Does your opponent have reversal options? Do you really want to put it out there? Just a 2C into launcher at the start, and it's working out. The stomp was a little bit too slow there. They were slowly catching up with the speed here. Obviously a little bit sped up with the game here, but the 6B is always working out for Arnav. Null has got to start blocking those overheads. And just, there you go, the third time in this single round. 6B is just working well, but I think Arnav will get much more mileage out of the 6Bs if he's able to land a combo with that. It's very important. Okay, that's a knockdown. Null doesn't tech at all there, but the 6B yet again! Null really has to keep an eye on this. Arnav's going to be abusing this to open up Null, and with that, Arnav just takes the first round. I think there was like 4 6Bs in that single round, and Null wasn't able to block a single one of them. And 6B hurts. 6B hurts, most especially if it's a counter hit. So you have to be really wary, not to get hit by that. Okay, there you go, the double jump, building up the magic, but immediately teleports, not recognizing that RM's already jumping away. So, in that kind of scenario, you'd just be losing your magic. And don't always want to be immediately teleporting. Sometimes you might want to cover your tracks up with Magic Spark because you lost the momentum. But there you go, the punish on the super. It could have been better with a 5C or 2C launcher maybe. So, for everyone to keep note, once you block those supers, most especially if they're Arizona, Paprika, Tianjol maybe, and Shanty, there's a huge punish that you could do with those. So, don't be too hasty, don't panic on immediately pressing a button once you block those super, because the recovery is very long. And looks like Null really wants those 3 bars of super. Imagine if we already had a level 3 right now. Okay, Arnav with the final block in there, but misses that block there. He was standing. I think he tried to go for an anti-air, but just a little bit too slow to press a button there. And it comes out. There we go. Into level 2. Does he have time to? Yes, immediately goes for the super. And it connects. 75 hit. But just stare down. And drags him out of the corner and steals the corner. And just opens Arnav up there. And Null was able to take the first match for tonight. Alright, job well done for Null. Alright. Anyhow, I think we should see our next players. Okay, wait, sorry. What did I put for the schedule? The schedule. Alright, so we're moving to match B. Actually, I should just transition and show everyone what on earth I'm looking at. Let me start the bracket first, which I almost forgot to do. My apologies. Okay, but alright, let me just transition that. Okay, here you go. So we're looking at the bracket right now. Let me just score this up real quick so that... oops, that's the other way around. Okay, next we're moving to B. So the fight between Kama Rider, or aka Interpunk, versus Mikey Beats. Let me see if these players are here. Mikey's already on standby. Let me just call them in the game instead. Sorry. Kama versus Mikey. Let's have Kama and player 1. Okay, let me transition to that in a moment. Let me just show you. Okay, but that's where our match is going next. But it was a good showing by Null after a return from a hiatus, getting the games off of Arnab. Definitely Arnab shown some strength there, but I think it would be it feels very refreshing for Null there to have taken a game 0-2, or rather 2-0 in his perspective, I presume. And in any case, here we are, Kama Rider versus Mikey Beats. This is a Velvet versus Tianjol, Rushdown Zoner versus Rushdown. And I think it's been exemplified a lot of times before that Kama Rider is really recognized as one of the Fauna Velvet players who has his main strength is really revolving around the zoning in itself. Does have some room for improvements for the other aspects. However, let's see how Mikey tries to approach this, and looks like he's just going to rely on his flight, just catching Velvet right there and pushing him back into the corner. Well, actually, Kama pretty much pushed himself to the corner immediately, showing DP at the start. It's an interesting way to, start off the game. I think it's good to show those DPs at the very start. Keep implanting that into your opponent and making them wary of your wake-ups later on, as you might be doing DP yet again. Okay, and yeah, it's just that Mikey's evading all of these stuff by just flying, and I think Kama has to be a bit more patient here. Try to check what Mikey is exactly doing, and maybe go for anti-airs rather than trying to throw out all the shatters that he can. Oh, tries to go for a shatter C there, but yeah, just gets snagged up. Doesn't even allow him to do the start. And there he goes, shows the DP yet again, and this time Mikey is much more preparing. So the thing is, once you implant that on your opponent, once you do reversals like that, your opponent is going to be much more wary of that. And so you have to mix it up eventually. But let's see, maybe that was the whole idea by Kama's plan here. Maybe he wants to show the DP twice, and maybe later on switching it up, now finally catching Mikey Beats off guard. Yeah, but Mikey's just completely relying on flight. Now, while it's good to evade some of this stuff that Velvet's doing at the ground, just the Eruption, Shatter A, you can't block while you're in flight, so you really have to be careful when you're just flying around. It's very vulnerable. It's a very vulnerable state for Tianjol. There you go. You have to be careful with those 5Cs. 5C has a long recovery. Maybe you'd want to be showing 6A, maybe 2C, in case they try to drop down on you, or maybe even challenge it in the air. A lot of Tianjos do not really expect, as I say this as a Tianjo player, normally we do not expect a Velvet to jump at us when we're doing flight, because it's one of the last things you'd be expecting Velvet to do. Their air normals aren't really that good, but they can challenge Tianjo very well in the air, at the very least. And there you go, Kama takes a round. Keeping Mikey away, trying to dash block in, but just gets caught anyway by the Shatter C. Icicle 5C, 2C, there you go, the strength. Mikey's not blocking these overheads, so be careful now, mixing it with the low. Okay, but this time, Kama's the one getting crossed up. A good attempt with the anti-air there, but Mikey goes for a pretty gimmicky flight there, and it's actually gonna be working out for him. Pushing him into the corner. Is this going to be a level 1? Maybe a level 2 even? Nope, just a level 1 hard knockdown. Goes for the DP, and Mikey just punishes that completely. Here's the level 2. He's going for the kill here. Unless a drop, but I would presume there will be no drops there. A crash is just going to end it. Fantastic combo finish by Mikey, and he takes the first game. Yes, so one thing I really like with Mikey is his routing. The combo routing looks very nice. I agree very much there. This guy, the combo routing that he goes for, just very flashy. And, probably he doesn't drop it very much from what I've seen, so it's something he's very accustomed to. So, very flashy. I like that, and I wish I had flashy combos like that as a Tianjol, but I dropped my combos myself already, so, yeah, let's not worry about that. Alright, some score reports are checking in right now. Let me just address that while it's ongoing.
Ice Queen. So, Ice Queen, let us see how fast you melt. Round
Alright,
one.
but we're fine. Okay. And there you go, Kama just backs up. Yet again, Mikey's utilizing flight, and Kama's having trouble dealing with that, or unless that Shatter C connects and pushes Mikey back away. But the JC just able to chase. I was a little bit afraid that the Icicle was actually going to hit there, but it seems like it's going to be working out for Mikey. This aggression's doing pretty well. Keeps the flight, and this time Kama recognizes this. He wants none of that flight anymore. Goes for the snowflake to keep Mikey away. Stop flying above me. At least he would say, just keep the icicle. Yes, that's right. And there you go. Tries to V-dash, but just gets hit by the 5C in the face. And nice finish by Kama. Takes the first round.
Round 2. Fight.
Right, definitely that is one thing that Velvet players really have to keep mind of. Like, I mean, just in general, all of the characters really have to work around with their magic. It's really crucial on how much advantage they have in this situation. That unfortunate drop, and Kama didn't really punish that, but was able to hit Mikey anyway. There was no counter hit, so that wasn't a proper punish, but the hit connected. And there you go. The Kama with the straight hits working out, tries to backdash there. Unfortunately, JC really chases backdash really well, as it's very, very active. Only backdash if you know that you have the range to keep away. He tries to DP again from there, whereas Mikey was nowhere near. Quite unfortunate here that Mikey might be able to take this round. No, I don't think that's gonna kill. That's only going to be a hard knockdown, but he can chip out here. Tries to go for the grab, and Kama with the neutral jump, actually catching Mikey beats off guard there into level 2. He could kill here. There you go, wow. And that actually comboed. That eruption scene to Snowflake is a combo. There was no chip attempt there. That was just a legitimate kill. Great comeback by Kama there, and takes game number 2. You're going to be seeing game number 3 between these two. Yeah, that was wonderful. Wonderfully played by Kama. Going for the neutral jump. Something really scary to do. But again, I think that call was actually pretty good. Most especially because Mikey's been showing Flight Oki too often. Now, the thing is, Flight Oki becomes a bit more effective. In my opinion, at least. I think it becomes a bit more effective if you've been showing lows against your opponent. Because Flight Oki just loses to up back. And in this case, Kama can jump safely, considering Mikey has been doing Flight Oki a lot. So when Mikey tried to go for the dash and grab as his Oki, yeah, that's going to be evaded as well, because it's just in the same manner as up backing against jump Oki can be evaded with just, you know, you can also evade the throws with that. But yeah, that was a good bash by Mikey, and also a good V-dash right there into 5C, but unable to keep the momentum, and Kama is just getting the space that he needs, and that 2C whip is huge for Kama. Could have gone for the kill there, I presume, but it's really hard to go for the routings when just peculiar situations. And there you go, Mikey's finally got the offense corner pressure on Kama, and nice instant JC by Mikey, and that's going to kill. That JC counter hit is gigantic. Gets the kill right there.
Like a moth to the flame. Round 2.
Okay, this is match point for Mikey. Just Shatter B round start. Very unsafe to do that, but it is a call out against very, very aggressive players. But I think if you really want to call out aggressive players, you might be better off going for 6A instead. Like for instance, if Tianjol tries to IAD JB or just jumps forward at the start, Shatter B will catch it, but so will 6A, and 6A is a little safer, I would say, compared to Shatter B. 6A, of course, is not completely safe. Alright, and Mikey has... What an aggression there! You see that? That was a confusing mix-up there. So the jump forward, into back air dash, into V-dash. So it's a double-double. It's like you're faking out. You jump forward, making them think you're going to cross them up. Then you back air dash, thinking that you canceled your cross-up. Into V-dash, into making it a cross-up now. Wonderful play by Mikey Beats. That is 2-1 in his favor. Yes, GG's right there. Okay, but Kama definitely also showed very good zoning there, trying to keep Mikey away as much as possible, but he could not keep Mikey away permanently. And hopefully we'll be seeing more of Kama Rider, but he'll have to be moving along in the loser's bracket. Now let's see who our next fight is. Okay, so the fight in bracket C between Feli versus Creepy Cupcake is won by Creepy Cupcake. So that means we will be seeing the fight between Kedan's and Creepy Cupcake. Or wait, was that what I said? Sorry, let me double check. Oh, no, I skipped, sorry. We need to go to E first. So this is Finnick versus Electra, sorry. Oops, Finnick versus Electra. That is my mistake, I'm sorry. I checked the wrong... Okay. Let's have Finnick on player 1. Alright, now we have seeding in this tournament. So the thing is, we follow the seeding wholeheartedly as to ensure that we're following the rank system. And I don't know if this is unfortunate or fortunate, but we are seeing the 2 Indian players have a bout with us right now here as their first game. So both Finnick and Electra are from India, and it's nice that we're finally getting more players from different parts of Asia, and these two have been showing up more lately. Finnick, I believe this is his first time to participate in a double elimination tournament, aside from the Lambs. Electra has been participating in more of the tournaments. So Finnick is an Oleander player and Electra is a Velvet player, and that's exactly what we're going to be seeing here. Now, generally, a lot of people consider this matchup to be favorable to Electra, but these two players know each other very well, so I believe we're going to be seeing a lot of interesting interactions here. And there you go, backdash. Just a zoning war at the very start. Now, actually, if Oleander is able to throw out the sparks very well at the proper timing and not get caught by eruptions, Oleander can actually win the zone war, but not for long. As soon as Velvet gets her magic, it becomes a little bit more problematic for Oleander to deal with, and that's why she has to push forward. And that's exactly what Finnick's been trying, but unfortunately unable to open up Electra here, and very good defense by Electra there. As I'm saying, these two players know each other pretty well. Blocking that 6C, I probably got it hit by that one. Okay, and it looks like Electra is not afraid to expend his meter very early on. Now, I must say that this does give Oleander, or rather Finnick here, meter. Generally, you want to save those meter for a level 2 to really maximize the pressure that you have. Catches that teleport with just a very precise 5A. Good catch there by Electra, and it really shows how much they know each other. Okay. At the same time, I think the idea of using your level 1 is not really that bad as well as Velvet, as you're pushing away the opponent, and in this case, Finnick is being more pressured to maintain the offense. That level 1 will maximize the damage and at the same time push him backwards. Oh, that 6B got punished. There's a way to make it semi-safe by using a Spark. So after 6B, you can cancel that into Spark. Generally, there's nothing much you can do there. And if you don't tie it up correctly as well, characters like Tianjol and Palm can go through that with Bash or Bark. Have to be very careful. Oh, what a 2C by Electra there. Unfortunately, that Shatter Seed did not connect at all. Oh, and this time, Finnick's finally getting the offense, but that distance was a bit too far, and that J2C does not connect at all. Throws a slow Spark that keeps Electra on his toes still. And actually, I think that's a pretty good idea if your opponent's just moving backwards. Tries to 6A there, but teleports behind Electra. Oh, he's going to be saving his meter. I think Finnick's playing a little bit greedily here. He might want to expend his meter instead. Very good defense, very way, Electra. But if he's keeping an eye on these teleports, it's actually punishable with just a press of a button. But at the same time, you know, it's fine. But Finnick finally closes it up. And I think this might pay off for Finnick. He did take the round, and now he maintains his meter. He may be able to use this as a leverage, or rather as an advantage for this round number 3. Both players at 2 bars. Finnick is pretty much close to level 3 here. And here we go, as I was saying, the zoning wars. And actually, Electra has had a little bit of trouble at the start there, but Finnick just wants to close up the gap. And actually just, I think, using the Spark to push Electra backwards, which is good. That's what you want to do as Oleander in this matchup. But you have to be careful with your approach. This is what happens if you don't. You get level 2, you're frozen, you get air grab, maybe a coin flip, maybe you could not tech that at all. There you go. And Electra's playing very aggressively here as a Velvet. Gets caught by the 6C, but unfortunately Finnick was not able to confirm off of it. Like, if you don't have magic with that after 6C connects and it's not a counter hit, you only have a 2-frame link with a 5A there. So it's really, really tight. Oh, the raw super in the face! It catches Electra! That's a counter hit, and Fred is out. Electra is in trouble here. That 60 though gets blocked, but that is very safe still because of Fred. Now teleports behind, but Electra's ready to block. It's just hard to open up Electra here. Phoenix having a bit of an issue here. Oh, but eventually opens up the 2C! No confirm, unfortunately, but the DP... That's non-safe, unfortunately, and there you go. Phoenix takes game number 1. That was tight. Yeah, definitely you have to show a bit more patience here, but at the same time, it's really hard to be patient when, you know, eventually you're also fearing that you might be opened up eventually when with some approach there to catch you off guard and stuff like that. So in any case, here we are, Fidnick versus Electra, still having a bout at it. Okay, while that's loading, let me see the score report. Looks like Tailnick has prevailed against Null. They were doing some practice matches earlier too, so a little bit iffy.
Stop showing off and get down to business. Fine, we fight. Just don't touch me.
Okay.
I do not agree to these terms.
Round 1. Fight.
Alright, here you go. Game number 2. Block the 6C, but I don't think, yeah, maybe Electra wasn't in range to really punish that. You could try the 2B, maybe have a little bit of a distance there, but maybe it's a bit too slow. I actually don't remember the frame data for Velvet's 2B, but it looks like it's not gonna be much of a problem because Electra was able to do quite the damage on Finnick, but Finnick's not just gonna take that lying, so he's going to be taking it. Sternback has a magic build up. Oh, delay into Spark there. It's actually not a bad idea to stagger that a bit, but have to be very careful when you're doing that, especially after a 2C ender, because after 2C, 6B and 6C aren't even real, so it's possible for Electra to mash there. There you go, the taunt play. Wow. Trying to assert his dominance. Well, will this behavior bite him in the ass later on? We'll find out. Finnick might not like that very much. The 60 gets blocked yet again, but no punish. Oh, the spark hits Electra. It looks like Finnick is opting out for slow sparks instead, and I think he might be better off with faster sparks because those slow sparks, it's not really going to overwhelm Electra very much. It's understandable. There is some idea behind that. He wants to move along with the spark, and going for the slow spark allows him to move a little bit with it. But even if you're able to push forward, you need to have a good way to catch up here, and getting frozen here is the big problem. Yet again, a counter hit raw super from Finnick. This is not the first time he's done that. Fantastic play there, and catches Electra off guard. There he goes to the teleport. Oh, the JC! That was slightly ambiguous, and that is really painful. Gets a read, 3 stalks of magic, tries to throw down Epilogue, but unfortunately gets hit by the DP, and that Epilogue goes bye-bye. Teleports behind, but that JA whiff, and Electra just blocks. That Snowflake connects. Oh, have to be careful there. Keep in mind Eruption puts Velvet in a plus in the situation. Oh, that JC catches him, and there you go. Electra takes that. Yet another taunt. Electra wants to show that he's not to be trifled with. 1-1 for both players. I mean, 1-1 is already both players. It's quite redundant. Okay, but definitely we're seeing some exciting matches here. They're going for crazy stuff, especially Finnick already showing raw super twice and catching Electra with that. A counter hit. Seems to be effective. They know each other pretty well for them to be doing these stuff. And I'm hoping, I'm actually curious to see if they'll be able to get away with these things with the other players later. We'll find out. But we'll find out based on whatever the outcome of this match is. Because one of them will be moving to the loser's bracket after this match.
Fine, but let's make it quick.
Slow works too. More fun for me.
Ready? Fight.
Alright, here we go. Oh, just a 6B start. It catches the icicle off. And, oh, have to be careful with that trade. Because Electra went for the 2B instead of a 2A. To be mindful of what you go for a punish. Oh, but that connects, and now Electra is in trouble. Ooh, that was a blue combo, but able to pick it up there from there anyway. Oh, that's 60 and gets the 2-frame link. So Fennec is well versed with that. He can connect that 6C. Oh, but this time drops it. Completely fine. Gets hit by the overhead there. Just staggering the 5A. That is actually good. So just to make sure that you don't miss your opportunity to hit the side switch. So go for the JC. JC neutral is quite dangerous. Throws a spark there. It's actually good. Throwing a spark in the air, if Velvet doesn't have anything set up, it's actually a good way for you to be able to get up some magic. But in Electra's case, he should be able to punish that with a 1D. So the thing is, as long as Velvet has magic, if Oleander tries to throw a spark into double jump read, you can most likely punish them for doing that with a 1D. Okay, and there you go, Phoenix just slowly hopping his way into, but that JC press actually might be detrimental getting hit. Oh, the tries a 2-2D, but the land cancel block, and Electra's having none of that. Oh, what a combo there, but as soon as I say that, the combo drops! Commentator's curse, is it? That was too immediate to be a commentator's curse.
Darkness.
Oh, throws out these traps, and actually controls the space quite, but I'd say that, particularly in this matchup, like with Velvet doesn't really like to move too much when they're being pressured. So I'm not sure if throwing out the traps there is going to be very effective. But teleports behind, and you go, throws the spark, tries to read out. Keep in mind, Electra could be punishing him here. It's not using the 1D, but Fennec is getting away with that. But the cross counter into the corner. He wants to open Electra up here, not going for the 6C yet, but is the 6C time, there you go. And Electra was waiting for that as well. There you go, the taunt, both at match point.
Final round. Fight.
But Phoenix got the meter here. Electra is way behind the meter economy. He might be in trouble here, but not if that 2A connects. Going to push him. Oh, shatter a start. Oh, tries to set up an Oki there, and that actually works out. That Snowflake call out the first is actually going to give Electra the advantage here. Goes for the level 1 to push him back. Actually, not a bad idea. Be careful here when you're going to call out an Icicle because you could get raw super teleported behind yet again. Throws out the spark. Nice to stagger pressure. Immediate 6C right there. And actually catches Electra off guard this time because he didn't go for B buttons here. That's one of the ways for you to open up your opponents. You go for the command normals, not after your C buttons, because it's a lot easier to expect your command normals if you do them after your C buttons. If you do them like after your 5A and immediately go to command normal, like, yes, that might not be a real string. I mean, 2C into 6C is not a real string, but it's going to catch your opponent. Of course, he tries to raw super there, but unfortunately, it's not going to be in time, and Electra takes the game right there.
Velvet wins.
That is 2-1 in favor of Electra. And hopefully, that's not going to be the last we'll be seeing Fennec, because he did show some interesting stuff right there. Anyway, it is time for us to move to the last match for this first set before we go on a break. So let's have Kedan's and Creepy Cupcake. Oh wait, are they both here already? Let me go and check. Kedan's and Creepy Cupcake. Key player 1. Okay, let me also check if there's been any update on the score, or rather the reports. Okay, no, some of the matches are ongoing. But anyway, here we go. Kedan's versus Creepy Cupcake. Our Singaporean Paprika player versus our Velvet from China. Another Velvet player. We have a lot of Velvet players tonight. As I've said, we do have quite the population of Velvets here at the Fauna. So don't say you don't have enough players. Tianjol is not the dominating population here, FYI.
Snuggles, get in line.
Ready?
Alright, as expected. Paprika versus Velvet. Here we go. And Kedan has a lot of experience with this matchup, most especially during the time when Skyfire was playing a lot of Velvet before in the Fauna tournaments. Like in the previous season, Kedan's had to face a lot of Sky's Velvet. when I Love Bread was also much more active. There's a lot of experience with that. And Common Rider, of course, one of our other Velvet players. But it looks like Creepy Cupcake is going to breeze through this at the very least this start, because there's already a huge life lead here by Creepy Cupcake. And just utterly, purely zoning out Cadence here. And Cadence finds an opening there, an opportunity to go for a teleport B. Oh, that was a drop, but since Cupcake didn't tank there, gets a hard knockdown at the end there. But looks like Cadence has lost the distance, but that 5C whiff might be their ticket to this. But unfortunately, that just, you hate to see it. You call out the DP with your jump, but you mistime it and you get caught by the DP anyway. So that JB, unfortunately, while certainly probably the right call, just unfortunately timed. Anyway, Cadence is not gonna take that lying, and here we go. Now putting Creepy Cupcake at half health. Misses the I believe that was a TK belly flop attempt, but gets a JC instead, or super jump JC. Definitely not what they intended. Blocks the Shatter A. Oh, there you go, the JB. Now Cadence is trying to make up for that JB earlier and gets a lot of mileage out of the JB this time. 2 JBs in this round already, but Creepy Cupcakes, as soon as he gets that hit, confirms into level 2 and goes for the combo with it. Just takes the damage, but Cadence still frozen, not for long. Tries to Carty, but that distance is too wide, and now you're gonna get punished here. Drops a combo there, but this might be fine. Tries to push block there, good call, keeping Cadence's away. Cadence has to try something here, going for the 2Cs, quite dangerous, and that gets whiff punish actually. Not a counter hit, but that is definitely a whiff punish, and probably already lost the counter hit state. And there you go. Cupcake takes the first game. Cadence definitely has to make some adjustments here. Maybe try to go for dash blocks rather than jumping, because jumping is actually a little bit slower than trying to just dash block here, and it's also quite dangerous because once your opponent tries, once a Velvet tries to move in, tries to hit you with a 5C or 6A, it's their turn, and then you'll have to be waiting for the mix. Most especially if you're stuck in the air, and you may be tempted to push block, but the longer you stay in the air, the more you'd be anticipating. As soon as you land, what's going to happen? Can you press a button there? Are you gonna get hit by a Shatter C as soon as you land? Are you going to get hit by a Shatter A? Or, you know, just maybe get stuck in a perpetual loop of blocks rigs. In any case, generally, maybe want to go for more dash blocks here. Just looking it forward there, and wow! Cupcake just confirms off of that. I believe that might have been max range 5C, or maybe I'm tripping. In any case, it's working out well for Cupcake here. Gets the half health down in Cadence and catches them off guard with that DP, or rather that eruption. Oh, yet again, the double Shatter C! Will he be going for a kill here? Can this kill already? No, he's gonna maintain the meter, and I think that's a good call, because already huge life lead. I mean, you have full health, and you're a zoner, you can pretty much ship out your opponent with that life range, and you can keep your meter. Though, of course, I mean, it's a round 1, so actually, yeah, I think that might have been the right call. Had it be like round 3, where both players would be having a lot of meter, might be a bit more dangerous. You might want to reconsider. Oh, sorry, maybe not round 2, because round 3, that's already the end. But here you go, Cupcake, just with his strong combos. Sometimes dropping them, but the damage is still out there. Oh, the short hop gets caught. To be careful there, really have to be mindful of these eruptions. Whether at that distance you have to be crouch blocking. Otherwise, you're probably gonna get hit by Shatter A, eruption. Then you just have to respond to the Shatter C. Actually, maybe pinging may be a factor here. I'm not really sure the connection between the two, but that's the wrong side to be using. The whatchamacallit, the smother, and unfortunately, you're just gonna get snagged here. Yet again, Cupcake takes game number 2, and those both rounds were the perfect. Strong showing by Cupcake. Okay, and with that, we are going to take a quick break. So, most especially to our other players who still have their matches set, please start them ASAP, as I will be, most especially during the break, so that we can proceed later without much of an issue. Also, whomever is helping me with the brackets, thank you very much. I appreciate that. But anyway, to all of our viewers right here, we'll be right back in a bit. But before we get back, maybe you could follow us on Twitter. We have that ongoing. You will be receiving some of the announcements right there. If you're, you know, not always on your Twitch, maybe you could just see it on our Twitter instead. I believe almost everyone here is up on Twitter 24/7 anyway. But as I've been saying, we'll be right back and take a short break. So we'll be catching you in a short bit. All right, we are back. So I hope everyone is prepped up, most especially our participants. And you know, I hope none of you left just because we went on a short break right there. But anyway, let's just take a quick look at the bracket just to see where we are sitting right now, and I'll let you know whom our stream matches will be as well. So let's take a quick look at that. All right. So we are slowly moving to our, I guess this is top 8. I'm not sure, I can't really count. But anyway, we have in the winner semi, or just consider round 2 pretty much, Tailnick and Electra will be having a bout. That's actually going to be our first match for this next set. We have Jive and Creepy Cupcake later. And some of the people are just wrapping up their matches. So unfortunately, Kama and Feli have been eliminated off of the tournament. But not to worry, there is always next time for you to guys still participate in. And it looks like as well as Arnab seems to be out of the tournament. So later, we'll be seeing the fight between Kedan and Mikey. But for now, I think we should get moving to our fights. Let's have Tailnick and Electra face off each other. Let me ping these players. Okay, actually maybe they're already in the shrine. Let's take a look. Nope, doesn't look like it. Tailnick and Electra. Oh. Yeah, that works too. My connection with both of them is fine anyway. Doesn't need to be the 3 bars. Alright. Ooh. They have a little bit of a ping difference. If I may describe it as that, a little bit. 150. I have a pretty good connection with both of them though. But, anyway, let's see how this goes. So Tailnick, you know, is pretty much known as the #1 player at the Fauna in the Asia Pacific region. But as far as I know, yes, he is playing a different pick for tonight. Not his usual Tianjol, but going for Shanty. Let's see how Electra will be dealing with this. I wonder if Electra has had enough experience dealing with Shanty. Let me just transition that real quick. Avoid that. But yeah, it looks like Tailnick just going for a lot of these JC. And oh, it looks like Electra really has to be careful that that Cutlass goes way behind him. Oh, but the JC actually connects, and this time maybe Electra will be able to take his turn. But have to be careful here. Keep in mind that a lot of Shanty has a lot of tools to maneuver around projectiles. So Velvet being a projectile-based character, really relying on a lot of projectiles. Have to be very careful here. Oh, but it looks like he's able to find his way in. Oh, look for the level 1 to push Tailnick away. Throws a snowflake. That's actually not a good cover. Oh, quick block status. I think maybe that's not bad, considering the height that Electra was in. Oh, could have gone for the kill there. There, the grab. What's the next? Oh, that was close. Very close. Oh, but this time gets caught by the next Cutlass C. Tailnick just brute force that Cutlass C. Electra has to keep an open eye for that one. Very careful. Really painful when you get hit by that. Okay, round start. Oh, just waits out and hits with a Cutlass A. Oh, tries to stagger here. Resets happen. And already, Electra is already just like 1/3 health. And maybe that's not gonna even last long, as the Tailnick might be able to go for a kill here. No, that's only a level 1, but that's a hard knockdown. Goes for the grab attempts at least, and there, Electra just DP's out. Okay, that Cutlass gonna get punished. There's no meter for you to go for a punish. But that wake up super is just gonna do the job. Actually, also tricky for Electra, as I think given the health amount, he might have needed to go for an instant block. In any case, Tailnick takes the first game. His Shanty having a strong showing. Well, let's see here. Maybe Electra's got this figured out. Like, maybe you have to be just more mindful of when the Cutlass Cs are coming out. Maybe you want to show 5C a little bit more. Most especially since Shanty can't really super jump. Doesn't really have a huge jump. That 5C usually will be able to cover Shanty's jump in attempts, but Shanty does have another tool in her arsenal, which is, you know, going for wall clings and also trying to go for the helm, and can even do it from the ground. So something that allows Shanty to maneuver a lot more against characters that throwing out these grounded moves. And maybe you do not want to jump against Shanty, let alone most especially since you are Velvet. And there we go, getting resetted there. It just gets thrown into the center. It just gets Cutlass there. Yet again, another Cutlass. Tries to make it... I mean, that was a very early Cutlass. Didn't even meet it. But either way, working out very fine for Tailnick.
Round 2.
Okay, mostly... Electra has to be just careful when Tailnick is going for these resets, because that's where most of the damage is coming from. Also have to be careful when throwing out these icicles, because Cutlass just goes through them. And most especially sometimes as well with the recovery that you're having when you're throwing out projectiles, you're gonna get hit. Oh, but it looks like this time Tailnick is the one getting hit. Into level 1, pushes Tailnick way far behind. Oh, this time throwing out 2 snowflakes on each side just to make sure that Tailnick cannot do this. And unfortunately just gets blocked, but Electra wasn't able to do the full punish to go for the kill there. Tries to attempt the Shatter Sea, gets snagged by a JA. Oh, there we go, another Shatter Sea, but gets absolute guarded. And this may be the start for Tailnick, but no, this time gets blocked yet again. And Electra keeping a good eye on those helm. Actually, Tailnick tries to use it this time. When I just was talking about that this is something he could use, and as soon as he starts using it, Electra is actually very prepared for that. Block those helm breakers. Oh, there we go, the Shatter Sea. Oh, tries to... there we go, the frame trap working out, but can't really get much out of that. I think Tailnick could have gone for level 2 there to get more mileage out of that raw super, most especially since it's a counter hit. There's a lot that you can get from that. There we go, yet again a Cutlass, this time working out. Stay there. Oh, the short hop JC. I mean, I think that was a full jump JC, never mind. Oh, tries to go for something tricky, but snowflakes are fast enough to snag those. Oh, there you go. Goes in for the level 2. I think this is Electra's opportunity. Oh, he opts out for just this pure zoning, which is, I think, not a bad idea, most especially because it's really, really dangerous when you get in front of Shanty. And there you go, as when Shanty's just so close to you, you can just get hit by that. And unfortunately for Electra, Tailnick takes that with a 2-0. Alright, let's move to our next fighters. Oops, that's not what I wanted, but I guess that's the transition we're getting. Okay, this time we will be seeing the fight between Jive and Creepy Cupcake. So let's have these two players up on the chopping board. Jive versus Creepy Cupcake. Jive player 1. Where's Jive, actually? Where is he? Where? Oh! He's camouflaging on top of me like that. Nice. Nicely placed right there. Okay. Good stuff. Alright, but we can get started. I was like, where's Jive? He actually blended on top of me using my my wardrobe right there. Good stuff. Anyway, oh, it looks like they have a pretty good connection. I mean, at least I hope that is a good connection between the two of them. But here we go, Jive versus Creepy Cupcake. I think yet again an Oleander versus Velvet matchup. We've seen this quite a while already. A lot of Velvets and a couple of Oleanders, huh? Okay,
showing off and get down to business.
Let us see how this is going to turn out for them.
I do not agree to these terms.
Round 1. Fight.
Okay, there you go. And Jive this time just Yeah, there you go. This is what I've been mentioning earlier. Like you might want to opt out for the faster sparks instead to overwhelm Velvet a little bit more. But as soon as she gets that magic, you cannot rely too much on those sparks, or at least that's what I understood. Oleander players and Velvet players may be able to amend that information, but it looks like it's working out very well for Jive. Very aggressive play here. Oh, and there you go, the DP immediately, but Jive maintains his oh, but unaware of that, Icicle gets hit, and Creepy Cupcake converts off of that. Good, takes a space. Oh, and I think Jive tried to 2-2B there, but gets a 2B instead. So, gets hit by the Icicle, or rather the Snowflake. Nevertheless, he finds his way back in. Oh, there you go, what a good press of 5B right there. Catches Creepy Cupcake just at the right distance there. I think Cupcake thought he was safe at that range.
Round 2.
There you go, the backdash, throwing out the spark. Oh, this time using a slow spark now, but Creepy Cupcake just wasn't sure on how to deal with that, and Jive utilizes that. Gets 3 stocks of magic in one sitting. That is very good, and this is huge problem for Cupcake because that 3 bars of magic allowed him to steal a lot, but just drops a combo right there, unfortunately. But that is okay because as long as Fred is there, he has the full pressure there. 2-2B, going to use Fred to make that launcher safe, but not quite safe enough. It gets snagged off there by Cupcake, and Cupcake can go for into a level 2 here to kill out Fred, and not just to kill out Fred, but you know, Fred is actually already gone, and this is exactly what you want. Oh, using the full. Not sure if that was a wise decision, but that's actually. But he has Jive the clock here. That use of the other level 1 as part of the combo gave Jive a lot of meter, and if Cupcake does take this round, Jive will have a lot of meter to work with on the next round, still. And looks like we're not going to need to worry about that because Jive has this in the bag. Could have just gone for super there, but you know, let's be fancy and just hit with a 6A at the end right there. And Jive, oh, I forgot to transition that, my bad. Oh, and I forgot to also correct that, my bad again. Let me just correct that scoreboard for a bit. Alright, there we go. It's been wiped off. And Jive took the first game. Let us amend that. There you go. But Cupcake's definitely showing some resistance. Trying to build that distance. I think he just has to be a bit more wary of what exactly is Jive doing when he's throwing out this fireballs at the start of the round. Like, you might want to find your way in there. I don't think you're. If you just full backdash at the start, I think there's a way for Oleander to get magic pretty safely. So maybe you have to play with that distance at the start of the round as long as you don't have that magic advantage. And just go for the Shatter C. That's an interesting call. It does whiff, and he didn't get punished for it, but following that gets caught, and that backdash is just going to get chased by JB. Oh, and there you go yet again. Jive just does the same thing. He throws that spark, very slow one, and just uses that as an opportunity to build up 3 stocks of magic immediately. What is Jive going to do with this magic, actually? Like, use it as a pressure tool. Definitely puts out the frame at the trap right there, but Cupcake just mashes it, hits the trap along with Jive. There you go. Cupcake's going for the painful combos here. Oh, teleports behind, gets caught by the 2C. This is what I said when it's really tricky when you're in the air and then you're trying to block the string. You're probably going to get caught by the low or an overhead because it's really hard to tell when you're in the air. Oh, tries to go for this raw 6C there. Doesn't connect, but no punish. Pretty good. Oh, Cupcake's just going ham on these push blocks, and it's working out well. He was able to build the distance for quite a while, but not for long. With that teleport, Jai finally managed to sneak through in and takes that first round.
Logical outcome, really. Round 2.
Hey, Jive at match point, but Cupcake has 2 bars of meter here. That dash in 5C, this is what I meant. You want to throw out other options here this time because Jive has been just maximizing on that, just trying to get the meter. Hopefully it's not too late. Gets a level 2. Shatter B there. What's the mix? Just throwing out Icicle, trying to chip out the whiff grab twice. And unfortunately not really able to capitalize on that. And Jive even takes his turn back, getting Fred out immediately. Not wanting to give Cupcake any meter at all from that. Oh, but gets snagged there by the Snowflake. Oh, yet again! Tries a 2-2D. Quite dangerous here. Like, generally those options feel safe with Fred out. But with Velvet, if she blocks and she has her icicles out, or maybe Snowflake even out, can be really dangerous. Jive's very low here. But then again, it might not be too bad that Jive went for Fred here because he has a lot of meters still. He may be able to use this. Oh, DP. I think that was a good call by Cupcake there. And Jive, very patient for blocking all that. And there you go, what a good call by Cupcake, throwing out the Snowflake. Jive wanting to keep up the pressure on the wall, but not having the life to really maintain it. And there you go, Cupcake takes that second round. But Jive is very close to getting another Fred. And he is going to get it right now, I'd say. He gets the damage, he's fine with that. Because Cupcake was going to get level 2 anyway. Or at least the bar for that. Teleports, there you go, the cross up immediately. It's very, very hard, like it's almost instantaneous. You have to be aware if your opponent does that. And you have to be, most of the time you have to be preemptively blocking, I'd say. Oh, Fred dies down, and this is a good time for Cupcake to go into level 2. Okay, what is Cupcake going to do in this level 2? Oh! Jive very brave, just going for the raw super there, and Cupcake wasn't able to punish Jive there. And Jive actually manages to get away with that. Also burning out the freeze because of that super and blocking the follow-up on that. Wow. This is looking very good for Jive. Somewhat, but it's not the end. Oh, but it is! And as soon as I say that, Cupcake loses the set. Jive, with his fancy teleports, catching Cupcake off guard almost at all times there. Well played. That was really smart. I think that was really smart. Using that super to burn out the freeze. That was, I think, ingenious. I think he should have been punished there still though. Like, I think because of freeze, like, normally it's so hard to punish Oleander's raw super at that distance. Even with eruption, I think it's so hard to time it well. But with the freeze, you have ample time to punish. But Cupcake just missed the opportunity there. Anyway, I think it is time for us to move on to our next fight, which is between Kedan's and Mikey. This is on the loser side. Kedan's P1, Mikey P2. Let me ping these two players maybe. There you go. They up next. Yeah, because we're going to be looking at some games at the loser side this time. And let's see how they're progressing. And there we go. Gonna be having their games. Keans versus Mikey. Paprika versus Tianjol. I really think in this matchup, like, if you're the Tianjol player, I can mostly speak for Tianjol here because I play Tianjol, but if you're Tianjol here, it would be really, really good if you know how to do fly neutral, and grounded neutral, because it's so hard for Paprika to respond to both of these at the same time, and pretty much she has to adapt on what you're doing unless you know, maybe get hit at the start of the round, which is problematic, and that's exactly what's happening to Mikey right now. But as I was saying, it's really, really good if you're able to do flight neutral at the same time, grounded neutral here, because Paprika just has to respond a lot, most especially if you bait out those flops, you keep them guessing on the ground. But looks like Mikey is the one who needs to be guessing here and gets flopped right there. Kedan takes the first game quite convincingly. That was pretty quick.
Round 2. Fight. Now it's my turn.
There you go. Just kept in the corner. Very dangerous attack there in the air. Gets snagged by the JB. And that's going to be a reset. That's huge, huge damage. Is Kedan's going for the level 1? Definitely. Maybe a level 2 even? Nope, not necessary. They wanted no hard knockdown. That suffice. Tries to grab there. I think expecting a 70 from Mikey. But good patience by Mikey there. Not throwing out the 70 quite immediately. Gets a V-dash. But unfortunately loses the momentum. Loses the pressure on Kedan's. And now Kedan's able to take this back. Drops a combo. Oh, but this time that 70 is gonna get grabbed. And Kedan takes that game right there.
Paprika wins.
Okay, wait. That's just wow, I guess. What happened? They're having a good time. As long as they're having a good time, I hope everyone's having a good time. That's nice to see. People in tournaments having a good time with the fights. Whether you're having a good time or not, we ought to see where this goes. Here's Mikey. Let's see if Mikey adapts here. Like, I think Cadence is really keeping an open eye out on that 7D because a lot of jump grab on the hard knockdown. Okay, so definitely want to avoid dealing with the 7Ds in general. So Mikey may want to be more careful here. Maybe want to play a bit more grounded. Maybe wake up a bit more just on the ground. I mean, Mikey had shown that already, but he's getting beat at the start of the round, and I think this is where it's crucial, losing the round start. And I think you'd want to play safe at the round start instead. Oh, tries to go for the Ash mix, but even after the push block, Cadence was able to take the get a punish right there. Ash just recovers quite a bit. Oh, there you go, the command grab. Okay, and yeah, that's also gonna get caught by 7. Gonna catch 7D too, by the way. If properly timed. Oh wow, yet again, just calling out Mikey's wake up options. Cadence is on a roll. Interesting. Kedan's feeling very confident, but that teleportsy might not be the right call. And there you go. Finally, Mikey taking his turn. Goes for the hard knockdown. Oh, interesting Flyoki there. That is a very good maneuver, I'd say. That's something really seems so seamless or seems so easy, but I actually per se have trouble doing that kind of movement in the air with Tianjol the flight. Maybe a lot of other players too, or maybe I'm just dumb. But Mikey actually doing some schmancy jump Oki there, or rather flight Oki. Oh, good response there, V-dash. To be careful when you're jumping after that V-dash, you're not safe anymore. Oh, blocks the flop, IBs it even, but goes for the 5A. If you IB flop, the second hit of flop, you can punish that with a 5B instead. But to be fair, I think that was okay, safe call. Just making sure you're getting the punish. Because if you mistime that, you lose the punish completely. And good on Mikey finally adapting, getting Cadence, taking game off of Cadence.
Final round. Fight.
Oh, but the 5B! Generating this matchup, I mean, I think just... Oh, nice backdash right there. But generating this matchup, you may not want to press buttons too much at the start of the round as Tianjol. But I think just in general, like, maybe 5B against Arizona, but quite dangerous. You could have punished that. Keep in mind the throw GIF doesn't really have active frames until the GIF flies out. And it looks like Cadence is going to get their level 2. Oh! Oh no! Could have punished yet again there. I think Cadence tried to do I think Cadence might have attempted to do teleport D there twice, but got the pot instead. Either way, it worked out as that caught Mikey's 7D attempt. And there you have it. Unfortunately, Mikey is out of the tournament. Cadence moves on. That was a good fight. It's now time to move to our next match. Sorry, who are next? Okay, so Null has unfortunately been eliminated by another Oleander, but it seems like they had a great fight because it was 2-1. Nevertheless, Finnick is the one advancing, and they will be facing Creepy Cupcake. Oh, another Velvet that Finnick has to face yet again. So many Velvets that he's facing. But let's call on these players right now. So Finnick and Cupcake. Finnick P1. Phoenix, Finnick. There we go. It looks like they're set. Okay, connection doesn't seem so bad. That's pretty good. But anyway, Finnick has been facing a lot of Velvets, so it seems. So earlier we already saw the stream match between Finnick and Electra X, Electra being the Velvet player. That was a pretty close fight. Finnick also faced Kamen Rider in the loser's bracket and was able to snag a 2-0 against him. So maybe he'll get some ideas on how to deal with Velvet from these past fights. We'll find out only if we continue to watch this fight. But Cupcake has been showing a lot of strong games as of late. That 6C actually hits, trades with a 2B. What a tell for JA, and then comboing into the spark, the slow spark. Unfortunately, no link from that. No link yet again. Finnick might want to have a different approach here, get the magic, but unfortunately when you try to distance yourself and build the magic, you're giving Velvet the space she needs to work around, and this might be a problem to you. 2-2D, unfortunately the spark already hit, so nothing to hit there, and that 6C wasn't going to hit anyone with the icicle out. Oh, Cupcake drops a combo right there, and the tech roll, and Cupcake tries to go for the icicle and gets punished for that. You have to be very careful as Velvet. A lot of players like to tech roll forward against you because, you know, generally you want to close the distance. But the thing is, you have to use that as an advantage if you are the Velvet player. Look at here, and there you go. This is why it's really hard if you're just raw reading. It's unsafe, just in general unsafe. Even with throwing out sparks, it's already hard. It's pretty unsafe. So have to be very careful if you want to build those magic. Tech roll forward. This time Cupcake is prepared for it and gets the opening on Finnick with that Shatter C. Level 2 goes for more damage instead, rather than maximizing the freeze. I'm not sure if this is the right decision, but that's a lot of damage, and maybe it was. And even though Finnick's getting a lot of meter, he might not be able to use that at all anymore. And it looks like he wouldn't be. What a kill. That's a tight yet strong combo. Cupcake takes the first game.
That was perfect.
It really hurts when you see yourself lose the rounds and you see yourself having that ton of meter down there. It's like you wish you could use them. But at the same time, you know, you're only able to use it once you get the opening on the opponent. And unfortunately for Finnick, he wasn't able to get the opening on that last round, and Cupcake just dominates that one. Let's see if Finnick is able to make some adjustments here.
Stop showing off and get down to business. Fine, we fight. Just don't touch me.
I do not agree to these terms.
Ready? Fight.
Alright, oh, both backdash at the start. That spark gets caught by the eruption. A lot of players might not have seen that enough lately, but keep in mind that eruption is also projectile, so it's actually possible for Spark to trade with the eruption. And that's exactly what happened right there. And this is indeed a pink matchup, and here we go. Finally, Finnick takes his turn. Gets a spark, rather gets a magic meter, and uses that immediately to cross up Cupcake. Well, tries to launch a reset there. That's an interesting idea. Yeah, and I don't think Cupcake had any air buttons that could punish Oleander right there. But it looks like that's not going to be much of a problem. Oh, 2C, but no cancel afterward. It gets punished. Most especially that's a land cancel. A lot of time to press buttons. Cupcake now at match point. Finnick has to do something here. Oh, maybe that's the thing that he needs to do. Snag that Shatter C with the JC. Just tries to push forward here. Oh, but Cupcake's just going for a lot of push blocks. And I think Finnick has to recognize this in order to close up the distance. Because, yes, push block does push you forward. But if your opponent is mashing push block a lot, you can either, you know, bait them into pressing push block or dash in after the push blocks. Like, if you're calling out the push block, you can dash in afterward. And because they've extended their block stun, they cannot really do anything about the dash in. Most especially if you press 5A immediately afterward. Oh no! The DP did not connect, but Finnick tried to press something there and gets caught with this super. And that 2-2D was probably a terrible idea because of the freeze time, and unfortunately for Finnick, that'd be the end of his run. It was a good attempt, but very dangerous when you're going for any button press, any reversal, any action is really dangerous when you're in freeze state because everything is extended. The startup, the active frames, and the recovery frames. So yes, that 2-2D was much more active, I guess, but your recovery was so long that even after you hit the opponent, the Velvet has enough time to get up back and hit you with a punish. So quite unfortunate there. Anyway, but I still believe those were some good games. Anyhow, we will be taking yet another break. But before that, let me just take a quick look at the bracket just for everyone to catch up to what has been going on. Wait, sorry, let me see where the bracket is. Let me refresh that. I hope it closes up now. Okay, let me just transition that. Okay, here we are. So this is the bracket right now. So we are already approaching our top 4 soon. We're still waiting on to see the results between Electra and Kedan's, but Creepy Cupcake will be moving to the loser semi part of the top 4 along with Tailnick and Jive, and Tailnick and Jive will be facing each other in the winners final. So after this break, we are going straight to loser semis. We're immediately going to find out who wins between Electra and Kedan's, advancing to the top 4 before we move to the winners final. Loser semi is a first to 2, keep that in mind. Everything else is a first to 3. Winners final, losers final, grand final are all first to 3s. So those are just a reminder. Anyway, I believe most of our viewers right now are on Twitch. And thank you very much for watching, by the way, guys. But we do keep an archive of all of our tournaments, streams, the events. So if you want to see some of those and, you know, maybe check the backlog, the VODs, because we, you know, Twitch, we're unable to really maintain the VODs for a long time. You can check our YouTube channel. We save it there. And we're also restreaming on YouTube. So you can also watch there. Maybe sometimes the encoder options aren't available, but on YouTube it's a lot more accessible. So if you're having issues with that, you know, you can also access it there. We stream there at the same time. So if you see us live on Twitch, we're most likely live on YouTube as well at the same time. Anyway, before that, we will be going on a short break as I promised. So, you know, guys, please don't go away. We will be right back. Alright, we are back yet again. And this is the last set for tonight. Well, I mean, last group of set. We're no longer having more breaks. We're going to be seeing our last 4 or maybe 5 fights for tonight because we are already at our top 4. And I know we mentioned earlier, like, who were the first 3 in the top 4. And we have another player now that the results are out. Let's just take a quick look of that. Fortunately, Electra was also eliminated by Kedan's, and looks like we're going to be seeing Kedan's versus Creepy Cupcake in the loser semi. Oh, that seems to be a run back. Yeah, we saw this as one of the first fights, Kedan's versus Creepy Cupcake, and Cupcake was able to defeat Kedan's 2-0 right there, but we're going to be seeing them yet again. Maybe Kedan's finally has this one figured out. So later we'll also be seeing Tailnick and Jive. These are our top 4 players right now. So let's begin with Kedan's versus Creepy Cupcake. Let's transition right there now. Okay, Kedan's P1, Cupcake P2. Let's go. Let's get started. Let's get this show on the board. Okay, so again, this loser semi. This is only a first to 2. So, you know, just like the first matches earlier, so both players don't have too much time to adapt here. They have to respond to this. They should be able to adapt just based on what they've already learned from the previous matches. And Kedan just actually finished winning against Electra in a 2-0 there, so maybe you can use that intel. Maybe you can use that experience, keep the mindset on how to deal against Velvet, because both are Velvet players. It looks like, there you go, Kedan just goes straight right in, just runs to chase Cupcake, and while managing to get the first hit, wasn't able to connect completely, but manages to find their way again in, so all pretty good. And just Cupcake just dashing all the way like a one-horse open sleigh. Right, there you go. And the Shatter 8, wow, slightly delayed that. I like the timing that Cupcake is going for there, not immediately going for Shatter A as soon as the 2C. A slight delay, catching Kedan's off guard. Okay, Kedan slowly but surely trying to get in, and as soon as Kedan was able to close the gap, Cupcake, very smart, trying to just slides beneath, or rather underneath Kedan's after the jump, and gets across up to a Kedan's crossing up themselves right there. Oh, and there you go, the DP. And Kedan still having a little bit of an issue to get in here. Oh, and unfortunately loses that trade. Unable to really finish off the combo there, but the chip out is going to do it for Cupcake. Greetings, Sven. Seeing you in the chat right there. Tries to go for the 5C immediately and a grab attempt from the back. Maybe just go for a 2A, maybe suffice there. But nevertheless catching, or rather opening up Creepy Cupcake eventually there. But Kedan's just unable to block these Shatter A's. I think Kedan's has seen too much of those Shatter C's and preemptively blocking high. Unfortunately, Cupcake is going to get much out of that. It's really hard. Like, I think Kedan's really has to go for dash blocks here, otherwise it's going to be really problematic. And Cupcake's just keeping a good job of sending Kedan's away. It looks like Kedan's is still having trouble dealing with Cupcake right here. Still the same as we saw in the first game, and this is going to be a kill. And that, yet again, Cupcake takes the game. There's definitely some progress here. Kedan's finally able to close up a little bit more in comparison to the first match that we saw earlier in the first set that we seen these two fight, but they're not just quite able to dish out the damage or open up Creepy Cupcake, because Cupcake is actually doing very well here defensively, like throwing out the icicle, sure, but eventually baiting out, checking out when Kedan's wants to jump, and as soon as Kedan's does a jump, Cupcake just either goes for the anti-air, times up the 5C, goes for the 2C, or even slides underneath Kedan's. And what happens there is Kedan's just always caught off guard with whatever Cupcake is doing whenever they're trying to get in. Or rather, when Kedan's is trying to get in. So, I think the jumping isn't really doing it. Maybe you have to stay a bit more grounded here. Oh, tries to push block that. And I'm not sure if that was the right idea. Gets caught by the eruption, and Cupcake utilizes that. Now's the offense. A Shatter 8 doesn't connect, but doesn't matter much. The distance is huge. You're not gonna get punished there. Just a rampant use of eruption here. And Cadence is a little bit unsure on how to move with this. Now, well, Eruption is plus. Eruption into Eruption isn't a real string, so you can move a little bit there, or if you're really not confident, you can jump forward, in neutral jump. If they're doing it too constantly. But then again, that is only one of the few times that Cupcake has shown that. It looks like finally Cadence finds an opening, but really in dangerous territory here. Low health, might get chipped out here. Cupcake could have actually just super dared and killed them, but Cupcake is going to be patient here. Want to maintain that meter and keep that advantage. Not only with a round advantage, but also with a meter advantage. It's looking good. And Cadence, unfortunately, even though gets the opening, still drops the combo right there. And what a conversion there by Cupcake. Oh, the side switch is a little bit tricky, but Cadence going for the tech roll allows Cupcake to go for that 2A. And this is not looking pretty for Cadence. There you go, setting up the icicles, trying to go for throws, and Cadence eventually yields there and gets called by the 5A slap into the face. Maybe going to go for another level 1 here. No, drops the combo. Not just a flop wake up, but that DP on wake up is also Cupcake's response. You're not the only one who has a reversal. Mine is a true invul. And Cupcake takes that. Looks like Cupcake is the one advancing to the loser's final. Unfortunately for Cadence, unable to take it back, unable to make the revenge right there. And now it's time for us to look at the winner's final. Let's take a look at that. This is between Jive and Tailnick. Jive, player 1. Okay, these two know each other very, very, very well, as these two are always on a voice call together. Jive, our player from our Oleander player from Singapore, and I think considered in the Fauna, rather in Asia, as the strongest Oleander player, just in Asia pretty much. I mean, not just in Asia, but in the Fauna. I mean, it just covers a wide range. Though, I mean, maybe Ryuko-sen there is competing. Yeah, these two players, now that I think of it, I've almost forgotten about Ryuko-sen for a bit, because not in the tournament. But yes, Jive and Ryuko-sen are top Oleander players. I mean, I guess Ryuko-sen is from Oceania, so technically Jive, without a doubt, would be considered the best Oleander player. And looks like Tailnick is still going to challenge Jive with his Shanty play for tonight. And Tailnick's been getting great results, but will it work against Jive? Let's find out. So, if you're unfamiliar with who Tailnick is consistently the #1 player in the Asia Pacific, in the Fauna. Known for his very, very fast Tianjol play. But for tonight's tournament, he hasn't touched Tianjol yet, and he's just going full-on Shanty this entire time. It looks like Jive is just capitalizing on how much trouble Shanty actually goes through to deal with Epilogue, and yeah, Jive just goes through that. Unable to punish that Cutlass, unfortunately. Have to go for an A button there. Maybe 2B is a little too slow. Finally, Jive's got the open up here. It's not gonna go for the kill here. Wants to keep that meter, keep the advantage. And unfortunately, yeah, that's not gonna work out. Wall clean, you can't really block while you're in that state. And there you go, Jive takes the first round. I also realized I didn't put the scoreboard. It's not even properly placed. Yeah, because of the long name earlier. Not to worry, let me fix that real quick. But this time, looks like Tailnick had a bit of the pressure, but had to back off. Just quite unsure on how to continue from that. Oh, but constantly going for 6C might not be the best against an opponent who keeps jumping, as it does push your hurt box upward. It's good on evading the attacks from the ground, because again, it pushes your hurt box upwards. But again, if your opponent is jumping, they're gonna hit your upper body, i.e. above. And interesting, still tries to go for the mix, but again, the Epilogue is out there, and Jive just goes for that. The level 1 into level 1 with the chapter trap set up. Jive convincingly takes the first game. Again, Tailnick hasn't touched Tianjol yet, but maybe he's considering, maybe he will change his mind for tonight. Maybe he wants to take this game. Or maybe he will be insistent and push through the Shanty play. Let's find out if he's going for the switch. Okay, game number 2. Keep in mind, this is a first to 3. We are at winner's final. And it looks like, nope.
A female
Telnik will keep to his word. He did say this earlier himself, that he will only be playing Shanty tonight.
Round 1.
And he's not going to be changing that. There you go. And it looks like Telnik's now trying to be a bit more aggressive now. But as soon as he finds that space, gets the magic. That run A didn't get punished at all. He completely whiffed. And tries to cut less. Oh, and looks like Telnik tried to press a button afterward, and that's not the way to go. After Cutlass A, you do not really have the frame advantage after Cutlass A. Oh, tries to go for the Helm Breaker. Jive just push blocks that since he already blocks it in the air. Maybe just keep Telnik away. Make sure that there's no shenanigans, avoid scramble situations. Oh, and there you go. Gets the stock of magic. Tries to do some jump Oki here, double jump, and block that Cutlass. And that is going to be the death of Telnik. Jive will want to use his magic spark here. No, he doesn't. I was expecting him to use the magic spark somewhere there. Maybe he did attempt to, but maybe dropped it somewhere. Either way, yeah, I believe the magic spark would be very good there because it not only, you know, you steal the meter, but Telnik, I mean, Shanty here would be losing the opportunity to go for the reversal and just tries to land and just goes for the grab. With the grab already, Jive doesn't respond at all, and Telnik just walks forward and throws Jive out of the epilogue. I think Jive was just, you know, counting on getting as much meter as he can from that, and it might pay off. Oh, they immediate teleport as soon as Telnik tried to push in, but that Cutlass is just going to evade through Fred's buttons. Fred is a projectile, so that Cutlass will render Shanty invulnerable to that. But the short hop gets caught by the 2-2D. 6C, 6C. A lot of the 6Cs as Jive is making all of these overheads safe with Fred. Oh, tries to stagger there, but Telnik tries to commit too much with the 4C twice in a row and gets punished twice in a row as well, and this will be the end. Oh, not quite yet. Jive, I think, forgot that he already used the ground bounce, and looks like Telnik's gonna take it back. Goes for the super. Yes, you have to go for the kill here. There you go. Round taken by Telnik.
And now you walk the plank.
That was close.
Jive is ahead of the meter economy here. However, not quite enough for the level 2. Goes for the 6A round start, expecting Telnik to jump forward. Oh. And this time, Telnik's the one going for the 6A in response, expecting the double jump JB. Perhaps, it doesn't work out. Pretty cool. You can anti-air here, but it's really hard when he's going that fast. But this time he's gonna catch you and try to go for the Helm. Helm is not that fast anymore. And if you try to float above Oleander, you're in for a treat. Here you go. Unfortunately, not enough for Fred. I think Jive miscalculated the meter there. That's why he went for the super. Thought he had Fred, but not quite yet. But this is fine because he has a huge advantage here, but that's going to drop, and that's gonna get punished. That is huge. Telnik doesn't go for the level 2, but gets the 2A, and another level 1. Goes for the hard knockdown. Grab! And that was a meaty. Oh, but he tried to 6C, and quite unfortunate. He committed too much. Maybe it would have been better if you played a bit safe. It's hard to tell. He really tried to go for the mix, but Jive was prepared to block that bulkhead. And game number 2 goes to Jive. Jive is a match away to getting his throne on the Grand Finals. Or rather, his seat in the Grand Finals, because the throne is for the winner of this tournament, which we will find out after the Grand Finals. But it is certainly getting intense, I'd say. Game number 3, and Telnik yields. He wants this. He doesn't want to lose the tournament, it seems. I guess we can never trust Telnik on his word. And there you go, he brings out the Tianjol. But Jive is not gonna take any of these flight shenanigans. Oh, the B dash, but yeah, that one's gonna be working out.
And there we go. This is what Tailnik is very much well known for. He likes playing the mid-screen Oki. He doesn't like keeping his opponent in the corner. And yeah, it's just maintaining jive here. B-dash. Oh, and catches the grab right there. Unfortunately, does not connect, but the 2A will suffice to catch jive off guard there. There you go.
Defeat be the end.
Tailnik takes the game. Or rather, the first round.
Fight.
Jive is in a little bit of a pickle here. He doesn't have the meter to work around here. And that anti-air is just gonna whiff. He's just Tailnik's just waiting for that. Tailnik has a very good understanding of the range of that 6A. As that 6A just completely whiffs. Keep in mind that Oleander moves forward when she does her 6A, so it does take a lot of understanding of the range to deal with that. It's not just keeping an eye of where Oleander is simply standing. You have to take into consideration the movement that she does when she does a 6A. And this is really rough. Oh, goes for that safe teleport. Ah, unfortunately, just not enough time to go for an anti-air there and get snagged there by Tailnik. Tailnik takes game number 3. Tailnik has shown his true colors. A person not to be trusted. No, I'm joshing. At the end of the day, you do what you want in the tournament. You want to go for the win, you go for the win. Now here we go, we're moving on to game number 4. Keep in mind that yes, Tailnik has put back his Tianjol, but Jive only needs to win one game to be taking this winner's finals off of Tailnik. Oh, yet again to try that JC just crossed up and catches Jive off. Hard knockdown, tries to JC and use the fly, but Jive's prepared for that. Just an immediate anti-air, builds up 2 magic, gets the ground bounce. You can get 2 magic off of that. Oh, he's going for hard knockdowns as well, it seems like. Oh, but Tailnik here is going for the mixes, that 40 JB working out. Push right here into the corner, but as soon as Jive jumps up, Tailnik uses that as an opportunity to do a cross-up. Hard knockdown to center yet again. Oh, but that, not this time. Jive is prepared. Anti-air that boyo. And steals up as much as meter as he can. Oh, that's 6D! And the confirm off of that! What a shot by Tailnik there. 6D into JA is normally how you'd like to confirm off of it, because it's really hard to confirm off of it with anything else. I don't think JB is fast enough to confirm off of it, unless maybe it's a counter hit. So very good call there by Tailnik. Here we go, we're going to be seeing the level 2. Interesting, completely unnecessary. Oh, there you go, and that 3D is gonna get punished. You, young man, should not be messing around, or maybe old man at this point, yeah. There you go, your V-dash ain't gonna work as well, as Jive is prepared with his 6 ace. He's just waiting for that movement that Tailnik wants to push forward. And the thing is, like, even if he goes for JC there, 6A is still going to hit. So Jive's not necessarily looking out for Volcanic Dash. He's just waiting out for Tailnik to push forward. I think Jive could have killed there, but not really going out for it completely. Interesting. And what is this? Just going for the loops. Unfortunately, that trap goes out. And here's the punish. There you go. And Jive takes that round. And Jive's in a very good spot. He's got 3 bars of meter. Tailnik, on the other hand, though, is very close to getting level 2. So if Jive's not careful, maybe Tailnik will go for a lot of damage here. My headset got disconnected. Hold the phone. Yeah, my headset got disconnected. I'm really sorry about that. Yeah, just some naughty cats right here. Touching my... Yeah, I'm sorry about that. The cats are touching my cords. And Yeah, looks like there we go, Jive. Yeah, as I said, yeah, there we go. Earlier, Tailnick took the level 2, but thankfully Jive takes his turn back. Gets spread out, but has to be careful here, but that 3D! Jive is not prepared for that, and Tailnick is going to take that game. What a robbery.
Do not let defeat be the end.
Tianjol wins.
And looks like we are here, 2-2. We're going to be seeing the final game for between the two. Jive has lost his advantage, or rather his lead. Okay. Jive is slowly getting there though. He's seeing Tailnick's approach and he's gotten a game off of him. And that was a pretty good fight. So, Tailnick is not yet in the clear here. Both of them are not in the clear for sure because this
Show
is
me your power.
the match point.
Ready? Fight!
Oh, just double jump into grab. Just don't want to deal with your stuff anymore, Jive says. What's up the spark? Oh, 2B, but no confirm after that. Oh, and this time, Tailnick's the one's going to be doing the anti-air. Jive has to be careful with this jumping shenanigans here because Tailnick is a player who is not afraid to go for anti-airs. Like, a lot of people make fun of Tianjol players not knowing how to anti-air, but Tailnick here knows how to do that. It's really hard though for Tianjol to anti-air given that her anti-air is one of the is not one of, literally the slowest one. So it's really hard to time out the anti-airs with her. Oh, and there you go, the reset cross-up setup, or rather ambiguous setup. It's not really cross-up. He made it look like a cross-up, and then he just back air dash to catch that.
Like a moth to the flame.
But Tailnick is in the prime position.
Round 2. Fight.
Okay, you see there, oh, Jive not expecting Tailnick to really commit there. 6A connects, no confirm after that. I think we should be able to connect that with a J2C. After your 6A you can J2C or 5C. In most cases I'd say. Maybe that wasn't the right time. Either way. Tailnick here, the spot, JAJ spam, tries to V-dash afterward. And Jive just gets caught off. That 6A doesn't connect, but the J2 doesn't as well. But this one's going to be connecting and Jive now. What is he going to do on wake up here? Just tries to yeet away. Oh, very, very dangerous there, but he manages to pull through. Have to bring out Fred here. It's now or never.
I see.
Tries to connect that with a 5C, doesn't quite well. And Tailnick is just going to fly around. Very satisfied with that. The 6D into V-dash. Very, very
You're
snasty.
not a warrior
Tailnick
yet. You have
pulls it
much
off
to learn.
from an 0-2 deficit, takes it straight with 3 wins with his Tianjol. That means Jive and Creepy Cupcake will face each other again. These two face each other in round 2, so we're seeing a lot of repeat matches here. But this time they're going to be in a first to 3. So Jive and Creepy Cupcake in the losers final. Oops. Should be updating that. But yes, let's have these two players. I did not mean for that transition. Okay. Jive P1, Creepy Cupcake P2. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, I guess you are. Okay, so we already saw the fight between Jive and Creepy Cupcake earlier, and Jive showed how great his approach is as Oleander in this matchup. As he's able to build up the magic
Trained years for this.
even against the
Not
Velvet, which
persuasive.
generally a lot of players consider to be very, very tough for Oleander to do. But just in one sitting, able to build up 3 stocks of magic, whereas the other Oleander players having trouble. It looks like Creepy Cupcake's figured out a different approach this time, a bit more aggressive with the Shatter Seas and the Eruption. But Jive is going to be responding with his own aggression as well after he's built up his magic and now builds up the space and recognizes that Cupcake's been going for a lot of push blocks, finds that as an opportunity to build the magic. This is why one of the reasons why you don't always want to be pushing, throwing up push blocks, because you're giving your opponent an opportunity to do something else if they are aware of what you're doing with your push blocks. Nevertheless, it looks like Cupcake manages to pull back yet again. Oh, the teleport in front Cupcake just up back safe to safety here. Oh, a lot of jumping between these two players. Tries to trap him with, tries to bait him in a frame trap with a chapter trap. I guess that is a trap after all. And eventually opens up Creepy Cupcake. There you go, ground bounce takes 2 stocks of magic off of that. Yeah, you're safe to get 2 stocks of magic. Unfortunately, Jab tries to teleport but gets snagged by a Snowflake. Missed the opportunity, drops a magic bar, but this is okay because he's got the magic back. Teleports behind! What a call! That's a way to deal with the DP.
Round 2.
Alright, moving on to round 2. Oh no, some raw super by Cupcake! What a call! I'm not sure though if that was wise despite that connecting because it doesn't really get much out of it as well. No level 2 to really gain magic off of that and maintain your pressure. All you get is just a bit of damage. Yeah. You have to be a bit more mindful. But, you know, it's still a good catch nonetheless. Oh, there you go. Teleports in front of him. And Cupcake wasn't prepared for this altogether. I think Jibe's gonna get level 2 immediately. Call spread out. No time to waste. Later, but that 5C whiff actually allows Cupcake an opportunity to open up Jibe and take his turn, but there's not gonna be a level 2, so Fred is not going to completely burn out, and Jibe is just gonna 2-2D here. Just really safe call, because if 2-2D is well timed, your opponent cannot really meet you, and even if they block it, you have Fred to make it safe. So it's really strong. Oh wow, that might have been an icicle attempt, but gets auto-corrected into a Shatter A. And Cupcake utilizes that opportunity and takes this round. We're moving on to round 3, it seems. Both had pretty equal meter, but Jibe is the one who's going to want more of that. Throwing out sparks as much as possible. Oh, and wasn't ready for the Shatter C. Gets caught. Up backs, tries to read. No. I think that was a good time. That was a good time to read because he noticed that Cupcake didn't have any magic. So it's really hard to reach Oleander in the air like that. Like full screen. I don't think there is actually a way for Velvet to deal with that as long as she doesn't have magic. 1D is normally her way to prevent Oleander from reading magic. Getting magic rather. There we go. We see Fred yet again. And hopefully not a drop this time. Oh, just raw super, but that Fred just interrupts that. Even tried to level 2 to maybe buy himself some time, but not quite enough. And there you go, eventually the cross-up will come, and Jibe just goes in for the kill. First round goes to Jibe.
Hold on.
Okay. Remember, this is a first to 3, but we're seeing a pretty long match. Huh. This is looking good. Alright.
Fine, but let's make it quick.
Slow works too. More fun for me.
Round 1.
Okay. Yet again, Jibe just... Jibe is out zoning Cupcake here and using those gaps to build up his magic. It catches Cupcake immediately trying to bring out an icicle. Immediate 2-2D right there. Jibe has his ice field. Oh, 2B whiff, and Cupcake goes for the whiff punish there. Oh, but the drop. Oh, but Jibe just hops on right in, even after the tech roll. Interesting call right there. Cupcake is ready for that. I think that was a good tech roll forward, because Cupcake was definitely counting on that Snowflake to keep his offense, but Jibe was having none of that. And that was a push block attempt, I think. And because you get a whiff grab instead, that is putting in a world of pain.
So
There you go.
naive trying to beat me.
Round number 1.
Round 2.
Jibe is at a meter and a half. Cupcake's already sitting at 3. Oh, that 2D just whipped barely, just so close at hitting Cupcake. But Cupcake wasn't able to capitalize that, unfortunately. Going for the staggers. I like Jive's approach here. Overwhelming Cupcake with these sparks. And Cupcake feels compelled to respond. And this time though, the responses are working fine with the eruptions, but eventually Jive is just going to teleport in. Cupcake being too preoccupied. It's really good approach. Like, whenever you're throwing out, as Oleander, when you're throwing out sparks like that, keeping your opponent at bay, just keeping an eye on you with those sparks. And most especially if you're the type of player who's just watches the spark instead, you're gonna get caught by a teleport. So generally when you're in a fight in Oleander, you might want to focus on Oleander instead. Most especially when she has magic, because that's when she can teleport. Fine. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Oh, Jive tried to teleport, but I think gets some misinput instead of a taunt. Alright, but he manages to get that anyway. Finally landing the teleport, and also landing on that second point. Once again, Jive is in this spot, just one match away from winning it. He says his input bad. Yes, I believe everyone is very aware that he was going for teleports there. You do get in a pressure spot as well, like it's also been a while. You call that rusty? So Jive was like, sorry, misinput. Very rusty. And Cupcake was like, you call that rusty? Jive is definitely putting up a good show for a player who claims to be feeling rusty. 2-0 lead right now against Creepy Cupcake. Here we go. And right now, Cupcake's just staying a little bit more grounded, just not wanting to do with the Magic Spark anymore, but he's just never prepared for the teleports that Jive's going for. Because I believe Jive is the one responding on what Cupcake's doing, and as soon as Cupcake tries to go for something, that's when he teleports, just like that. When Cupcake tries to throw at that icicle, that's when he tries to respond immediately. And there you go, these teleports are just working very well for Jive. Oh, tries to 2C Meanie there, but the immediate wake up reversal on the magic DP just allows him to face through that. Oh, this string, and Cupcake eventually grows patience, get hit, unfortunately. I think he might have tried to DP there, because there is no counter hit, or was there? I might have missed it. But Jive just goes in for the kill, not afraid to use that super. Maybe he wants to see what Cupcake would exactly do here. Raw super, that is. And Jive uses that as an opportunity to read. He doesn't really want to go for any punishes. There's not really a need to. And it's also a bit tricky anyway. So might as well get the magic, use that as a way to build up the momentum and keep the pressure up. Oh, up back. Oh, and a counter hit catches Cupcake mashing those 2A. Oh, I think that might have been a reset attempt? I'm not exactly sure, but Jive just stopped doing something there and just jumped forward. He was gunning for something. Oh, there you go. Yet again, Cupcake is just never prepared for them. And there you go. Convincingly, Jive takes the game 3-0. Definitely has the upper hand against Cupcake here. And Cupcake will have to keep an eye on the teleport shenanigans that Jive has been going for. But let's find out in the grand final if this is going to cut it against Tailnick. Alright, let's do that yet again. I will be asking Jive though if he needs a breather. Okay. Jive need a breather. No. Okay, Tailnick. Get your ass here. It's time to get started. There you go. It's prepping up. And this is to Tailnick's advantage. So These are top level players in the Asian region, so something definitely it will seem terrifying, but Shamianskis, so long as you keep playing, you'll get to that level too. These players have been playing for a long time. Jive pretty much a year already. Tailnick for over a couple of years already since it's been here since the alpha or beta. I'm not sure. But Tailnick seems to be wanting to go for some shenanigans, going for an Oleander here at the grand final. Maybe he's feeling overconfident since he has the advantage. Let's find out. Let me just go into the mode here. What are they doing? Okay, Tailnick's definitely trying out some things, and Jive's just walking forward. I'm not sure what the play is going on between these two, but Jive is just going for hard knockdowns. And Tailnick is just going for full-on zoning. Ladies and gentlemen, folks, I have no idea what is going on with the fight between these two. This is definitely not conventional. Okay. Yeah, some trolling is happening here for sure. This is an interesting sight for... I don't even know what to tell you guys. I don't even know what to tell you, and Tailnick just takes a round, I guess.
So naive trying to beat me.
I have no idea what's going on. And Jive just opts to stand there. This is what top... I don't know what these two are doing. I guess they decided to mess around for a bit, since, you know, it's the grand final. I think Jive is just getting himself killed and giving Tailnick that first point.
Player 2 wins.
Yeah, I guess. Hold on, I need a confirmation on the from. Wait, was that a mispick, or is that genuine? No, it's not. Okay, please play properly, guys. All right. Well, anyway, I guess Tailnick takes the first game. Throwing for content. I'm not sure if Jive's the one who needs to be throwing right now because he is a point behind. This is the grand final, and he is on the loser side here. I guess Jive wants to play Shanty.
It's me. I'm the stowaway.
Round 1. Fight.
Okay. Well, one thing I can say for certainty though that Jive has been playing Shanty and does know more than a thing with Shanty. And there you go. As you can see, Jive definitely has some setups with that. Oh, and there you go, anti-airs with the run C. And Jive may be doing much better here, as Tailnick certainly doesn't have the right strings with Oleander, but I guess it's gonna keep working out if Jive doesn't block these, and that shatters the Cutlass C is just going to squeeze right through that Shadow Spark. There you go. Round 1 goes to Jive.
Round 2. Fight.
Alright. Lands it right there. Okay, I don't even know what to how to go on from this. This is certainly not a match that we are expecting, but there you go, nice punish on that run C. Unfortunately, no meter for level 2. Blocks that, goes for the frame trap, and Jive is the one going to be taking this round this time.
Stay down if you know what's good for ya.
Shanty wins.
Okay. Game number 3 of the grand final. Let's see if Taillink's going to be swapping to a new character this time. I think that's what they're going for. Yep, and that is exactly what's going on. Taillink's now going to be playing Velvet.
Round 1. Fight.
But I think this is still advantageous for Jive here. Jive just immediately goes for the shatters. The Cutlass C, but Tailnik with the dash in 6A, able to cover that. O2B. There you go, the 4C, 6C. Alright, there you go, the 6C manages to pull through, but oh, just misses that one. Tries to grab, dash and grab in, but I'm not sure if you should be playing this hyper aggressive as Velvet. And there you go, Jive just pushes through with that. Okay, here we are. And Tailnik's just spamming those Shatter A's, not gonna work out quite well. I'll bet that 2A will be. And dashes in twice. Might be better to try to slide off, but... Oh, there you go, catches the tech roll. Nice call out there by Jive, but that run C might not be the best option. And they want to go for that overhead, but certainly not the way to go around it. Tries to parlay, but the Icicle's active, so keep that in mind. Oh, there you go, the grab. Oh, and Tailnik tries to confirm off of that Shatter A, but unfortunately the timing is just a little bit off. And with that, Jive's going to take game number 3. 2 wins in a row. Tailnik gonna go for next this time. Alright, Jive just needs one more match. He's been in this place before, but he just needs one more match, or one more game, to get the reset. Certainly, Tailnik has a lot of chances still here. This is the advantage of being on the winner's side in the grand final. And Tailnik's gonna go for Paprika. Now, when I've seen Tailnik's play with Paprika, isn't the most stellar, as he's just going to go for JC, 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 as exactly, that's what's happening. That's his combo, and that can just get anti-aired if you try to go for a JC yet again. That's outside of the combo. But flop and wake up seems to be working out well. Good JA there by Jive. Blocks the... Oh no! He blocked the card C, but wasn't paying attention to the fruit underneath him. Actually would have gotten away with it had Jive gone for a 5B punish instead. 5B, I think, would have been very good there, because you have the frames. You have the frames to hit that with a 5B. There you go, throwing out a lot of gifts. The cinnamon roll catches Jive off guard and gets crossed up with the JC. Tailnik tries to go for the reset there, but misses the opportunity. The 5B gets blocked, and the knockback, or rather the push back, doesn't allow the kiss to connect at all. Tries to 6C, but that's not gonna work against a running opponent, and that grab also ain't gonna cut it with his super reversal. Our knockdown gets anti-aired. What a call by Tailnik, but not able to convert off of that 6A, unfortunately. And that super is going to catch Jive instead. I think he might have had time to block it, actually, but he just missed his chance, and there you go. Tailnik takes game number 4. Both at match point. If Tailnik wins the next one, it's over. But if Jive wins this next one, we're going to be seeing a reset. I'm presuming Jive is gonna go for Oleander, and he's probably gonna win it. And then once the reset comes, Tailnik will go back to maybe Shanty, or maybe even Tianjol.
This is just a guess. I'm not sure what's going on as well. By the way, the effects of the shot is kicking in, so I'm a little lethargic right now. Wait! What? Palm! Interesting. Okay, not all Leander then. Let's see how this goes out. Gets snagged with the JC counter hit. That is the most painful way to get hit by the JC. Counter hit. There you go. Those interesting combos. JB, but Tailnick's just going to BC there, go grab you out. Okay, Mama Dog out, but Telesi is going to just connect. And finally, the Mama Dog actually connects, but no full conversion off of that. Oh, and as soon as Jive did get the land cancel, but he tried to call for a dog, gets to get hit by the 6A. Oh, and the tech roll forward, Jive's not ready for it. Tailnick tries to go for the reset with the JC. A lot of the JC tries to anti-air, but Jive is not going to be playing hyper-aggressive here, not going to go for the air dash JB. And instead, plays it patiently. He could go for the kill, but maybe doesn't know the routing. It's all good, because he takes the round, nonetheless.
You get to stop now.
Round 1 goes to Jive.
Here, boy. Get him. Right him.
Okay, and there you go, the JC connect, but the 6A trades with it. So a little bit of a stagger there from Jive, but Tailnick wasn't really able to use that time to build up the offense or the pressure. Knockdown. The JC's not gonna connect after launcher that JD. You wanna go for something like a JC first. Or JB as well. It's gonna be working out. Drops there. Oh, the JB cross up. Unfortunately, that's not going to connect, but maybe he can try to go for something 30. That keeps the pressure, I guess. Oh, and as soon as Tailnick sees the dog running out, he just goes and presses a button. Oh, the 2A meaty right there. There's definitely some shenanigans happening in this tournament, and Tailnick just mashing the grab or maybe push block. I'm not sure what exactly he's going for at this point. Just throws out all the fruits that he can. All of his magic just being thrown out, and but he just goes ahead and eat them right back. And but Jive's having none of that, and he takes it. There you go. 3-2. It's a reset.
Didn't mean to win.
Okay, I just want to let these players know it's a reset. It's a separate match, so they don't. So Jive doesn't have to stick to Oleander here. I'm just letting them know. No, I'm just letting them both know. Maybe, just maybe, they'll be interested in switching their characters back. Regardless, we have some interesting match. It's interesting in a peculiar way, as these players are not playing their characters at all. So, let's see if they're going to do the same thing in the final. Palm mirror.
No, please, go away.
Right. Yes, of course. Okay. Certainly not what we signed up for to see in the grand final, but this is what we're going to be having. Okay, here we go. Tries to call the Mama Dog, but not ready to, not keeping an eye out of a Jive right there, Tailnick. Alright, I think the dogs traded there. It might have. Okay, but Jive is having a better result so far. Oh, but Tailnick's finally having the initiative, and this might be a kill. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna get enough meter for it. So yeah, not exactly. Oh! Tries to pick up from there, but not completely, and the throw. Gonna work out for Tailnick there.
Did I do that?
Takes a round.
That was close. Round 2. Fight.
Oh, just a bark round start. Catches Jive, but no pickup from Tailnick. Oh, I was afraid that dog was going to connect, but didn't. Good awareness by Jive there. That command grab gets evaded by the jump, but not keeping an eye out of Tailnick instead there. Oh, nice anti-air. Something that you rarely see from Palm players. It looks like Tailnick is going in for the kill here. That is death, man. Exactly. And there you go. Tailnick takes the first game of the reset. Wonder who Jive is gonna go for next. Maybe a Velvet. Maybe Arizona. Only they can know until we see it ourselves. What just happened, I can't really tell you, if I'm quite honest. I don't know what these two are up to, because they're just having fun. But, yeah, we're gonna be seeing the fun that they're having. There we go, the Arizonas gets called out.
I going easy on you. You seem nice. Will you go away?
Yep, they're playing all characters except their mains at this point. Right, so Stomp C is the one that's going to be connecting here, but Jive wasn't able to convert off of that, nor even maintain an Oki. Good anti-air though. And like I said with the 6B, wasn't aware that was a combo. Have to be careful with the dog, but the 6B, the Tailnick is the one that needs to be careful. Keeps spamming the dog call, and Jive just a convincing quick kill on Tailnick right here.
My favorite things: kicking, stopping, and kicking.
Oleander, or does he? Certain players are barred from entering this tournament. In particular, players who have sat in top 4 in other Fauna tournaments. Also, if you graduated, or rather win one of the previous LAMs, you are considered a graduate and will be barred from entering or participating in the succeeding LAMs tournaments. So, such as some of our previous LAM graduates are Hitsuji, Umaare, who else actually? Mikey Beats, Creepy Cupcake, also from the LAMs, Kama Rider, CDP Gamer. There's more information in the Steam page. Not in the Steam page. What? the Smash.gg page. So, if you want to register and participate, the link is right there. The Smash.gg page is there, registered there. And also the ban list is there. If you're somewhat, for some reason, not aware that you're banned, check your name if it's listed there, because we have a ban list and it's listed there. Again, the LAMs will be on October 23rd at 4 p.m. Korean time. October 23rd is Saturday, so mark your calendars if you want to join the LAMs. Previous LAMs participants who are still okay to participate as long as they haven't won the LAMs yet. So I am seeing some names here in the chat, or rather people watching right now who are eligible to join. Come back and join the next LAMs. I also want to mention to everyone that you can register ahead of time, and I encourage you guys to register ahead of time, because forgetting to register on a tournament that you want to participate is the most awful feeling. And the thing is, you might be concerned like, but what if I can't join? Maybe something urgent comes up. It's completely fine. All you have to do is inform us if you won't be able to participate, and then we'll just take you off the list. It's not a huge logistic issue because, let's be honest, our community is small. So it's very easy to manage these numbers of players. We only had 11 participants earlier, and that was a huge turnout already. So, again, register ahead of time if you're interested in joining the tournament, regardless of if you're unsure if you're going to be busy or preoccupied at that time. And then if you're unable, just inform us ahead of time. If you're vacant, then you're already registered. No need to worry. By the way, I also want to remind everyone that these tournaments that we announced today are only open to Asia, Oceania, and East Russia. So if you are from North America, South America, Europe, and other regions aside from what I've mentioned, Asia, Oceania, East Russia, unfortunately, these tournaments are not open to these other regions. This is due to connection issues potentially. However, we do have other events that are extremely casual that we open to all regions, such as recently we just had the TFH crew battle. However, we have none scheduled as of the moment. So if you want to you know, follow us and keep an eye out for other events that we'll be having. Follow us on Twitter because we make announcements right there. As always, if you want to participate in our events, please carefully check the time zones to avoid confusion with the schedules. And if you're, you know, unsure of any details, like maybe you're not sure of the time zone, maybe you might have miscalculated the time and you're not confident, you can always ask us here at the Fauna. And actually, maybe you can just join us on our Discord. This Discord server, while it's specifically catering to the Asia community, is also open to all regions. So if you just want to see what's going on over at the Fauna, you can just hop on right in there. Let me also transition this away. Okay. So yeah, anyway, that is all for the announcements. Once again, I'd like to congratulate Tailnick for being this week's champion. Woohoo! Who didn't expect that? Also, thank you again to everyone who participated and to all our lovely viewers for tonight. This was Gaijin. I hope you had a wonderful time watching this tournament. So, that is it. I'll see you guys maybe next time. Bye-bye!